All right, Lynn out in Cobalt. Scope of work's going to be a number of different items, so just check the estimate for what she accepts and what she doesn't. All the work's going to be in the front yard, although we'll be relocating some stone into the backyard by the fire pit. I won't even walk back there, but it's basically you walk into the backyard, make a right. There's a fire pit over there. It's actually like sunken in the ground, so you'll move all the stone and such to that area. So starting over here in the front, so all of these shrubs are her property. So this one, we're just going to trim it back, shape it up, try to get a little bit aggressive with the trim back, depending on if this blooms by the time we get out of here. If you notice that it's blooming on the ends and you're trimming it and it's going to be bare, then maybe just trim it a little bit lighter. To where it's still showing some color, because I can see it starting to bud here and turn. So I think by the time we come out it might be blooming, and I don't know how much you'll be able to trim it back or not. But anyway, use your judgment, trim and shape it up. You're going to want the 8-foot ladder with the extender pole. Trim and shape up here. This one you can trim and shape up. You're not going to be able to get dramatic with the cutback. I told her that because it'll be bare bones if you cut back too much. But anyway, trim and shape up. This area's got a lot of crap in here. So there is like some trash you'll probably even come across, like a little bit here and there that I'm seeing, some cans. So if you come across anything, just toss into a trash can here. But yeah, brush cut, string trim, and blow out this area pretty good. And then also spray it with Roundup really good. You know, obviously watch around spraying around the trees, but they're really mature. A little bit of Roundup is probably not going to affect them too much, but go heavy with the Roundup spray to keep this stuff away as long as possible. Don't want her hit me up saying, hey, all the weeds coming back and things of that sort. So bust it out, blow it out. There's no real edge going on here, so just use your best judgment in what you can do. Looks like the property line, you can kind of see where the grass is cut. So you don't got to go like too far over, but it's more so in this area, staying away from the neighbor basically. But yeah, so that's that area there. I'm not sure how I'm going to separate it yet, if I'm going to do this as one item, this is another item, that is another item, and that is a fourth. That might be how I'll do it. Just check the notes for what she accepts. She was budget conscious, so I might give her some options. Looking at this bed, so you got the azalea, lightly trim and prune that up. You got a bunch of weeds in here. You do have some ground cover in here. If it's easier to try to save it, okay. She was not picky about anything in here. So really, in general with everything, it's kind of like use your judgment for the most part. She wasn't like super picky. She kind of was looking for ideas. So yeah, bust all this out. If you want to try to save the pachysandra, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it. There is some flowers, so leave them alone. Flower there. You'll see a flower there, a couple flowers throughout, so try to save them if you can. The rest, rake out, clean up, and mulch. We'll do black mulch everywhere. So that's that bed. We can try to hook it up. Like, she doesn't live here. I guess it's a rental, I guess, apparently. But you know, she's really just trying to give it like a better curb appeal. So if we can hook her up and just string trim any like funky growth here, funky growth growing around here, just to like spruce up that curb appeal type of thing. Again, I would spray in here, just avoid those flowers, because the flowers will die out from the Roundup, so just avoid trying to hit them. Moving over to here, so you're going to leave all this alone is fine. I don't even see, I would just blow them out, but you can pretty much leave them alone. I wouldn't do any mulch or anything like that. We'll do the front bed, rock bed here. So blow all this out, clean it up, and then weed it out. A lot of weeds growing in here. I know it's a pain. If we can get it, bring in some more of this stone. Don't need a ton. Yeah, maybe 5 bags at most. Here's the size. I'd say it's probably maybe 1/2 inch red tipple. So a little bit on the larger side. It's not that real fine stuff. But that's what we could pick up and bring in. And just to kind of fill in some spots, like after you weed it and such, you can kind of clean it up, like, and there's like even like a brick showing there, so you can hide all that. Anyway, weed out the area, clean it up. You can leave the 2 bushes alone, and then bring in a little bit of stone. Just again, try to freshen it up. Definitely preen it and spray it, this area as well. Looking over to here, so this whole area, you see these pavers running along here. Gonna keep all that. These 2 bird baths, you can get them out of here, take them to the backyard by the fire pit. All these stepper pavers leading to the bird bath, you can take all them out, take it to the backyard. This plant you can leave. Any plants you can leave, anything else just bust it out, rake up the soil, spray it, preen it, and then black mulch all in here just to clean it up. And basically gonna do that in this whole bed, you know, blow out all the debris, clean it up. You have a little bit of a tarp in here. If you can get rid of it, great. If not, you can just cover it. Looks like it's really like above the surface, so I would say try to get it out if you can, where you can. This hose, she actually just asked if we could yank the hose out and put it up by the house. Just lean it on the house is fine, but just get it out of this area. But yeah, mulch this whole area, clean it all up, blow it, clean it up. The bench, you can just, you know, to get it out of your way, if you want to put it over here and then mulch the area and put it back. Yeah, good. These beds need a really good cleanup. There's a ton of leaves and debris in them. As far as trimming, you can, this one I told her probably don't even want to trim it because it's really starting to bud and I don't want to brown it out and have it not bloom this year, but the top is too high for them, they said. It's probably like 10 foot high, so if you can just like trim the top up, and then all these, just do a light pruning and shaping of them. I would keep an eye. I didn't see any bees, but I know when it gets hot, a lot of times bees, well, I see one bee, but a lot of times bees like make nests in these type of shrubs, so just keep an eye on those when you first show up, you know, just to watch out for it. But yeah, so blow out all the beds, lightly trim all these, mulch this whole area. That's that. You can lightly trim that for just as a light trim up, nothing to do with the wood chips. All right, and then the last portion of work, which will be a bit of a job, and I'm going to price this separate for her, but it seems like she really wants to do it. So she just wants the yard to be like more of a yard in the front. She doesn't want, this is like a weird thing going on here with the stone and such, so she kind of wants all that gone. All the stone she's going to keep, though. I told her, like, if we can not haul it away, it would be ideal. So you can load it up in wheelbarrows, take it to the fire pit out back. So all these, like, pavers, you can just dig them out. All these red pavers, dig them out, take them to the back. All these river jack, pull them all out, put them in a wheelbarrow, take them to the back by the fire pit, along with these stepping pavers. These ones, like I said, you can leave because that's going to be her border for the mulch bed. And then you have a border here, obviously take that out. And then all these plants, you can just dig them out, get rid of them. And then what we'll do is bring in, you know, I'm not totally sure what it's gonna look like at that point. But after that, if we wanna bring in, I would say at least a yard, maybe 2 of topsoil. It's kind of hard to see. Topsoil this area, seed it, started for hay, that whole area. So again, leaving that brick there, you're leaving that little circle brick there, but all of this you'd be taking out, busting all the plants, taking all the river jack out, and then she just wants like a yard here and not so much. So at the end of the day, just looking to clean up her overall curb appeal, essentially.